Why is Doug Ford trying to please the media? The media are going to eat him alive no matter what he does. And a good example of this is Jason Kenney. Yesterday, he announced a couple of things. First of all, we announced a deputy minister of vaccine deployment and procurement. I'm not quite sure the exact name, but he's a retired general. And so he's going to deal with that because we certainly can't trust the Liberals to do it. They don't even know when we're going to get a vaccine. 1/3 of the world is going to get it before us. And God only knows if we're getting the Chinese military one or the Pfizer one or the Moderna one. The Russian one. Who even knows? I think Justin Trudeau had 6 different procurements out at one point. So who even knows what we're going to get? And some of these, I think the Pfizer one has to be stored at like absolute zero, like minus 80 degrees Celsius or something. Like it's very cold. So you need the right freezers in place. Otherwise, these things are going to spoil. And I guess our provincial government hasn't heard anything from the federal government. And the vaccines are coming eventually. So we have to get someone in place to do that. And then Jason Kenney said, we also probably should get some temporary medical facilities, like temporary hospitals in place, just in case we're going into the worst of the flu season. Let's get a couple of those in place so we're not caught flat-footed. Okay, great. You know what? I'd rather you be overprepared than underprepared when it comes to that sort of stuff. The media runs the narrative, Jason Kenney, by, hiring this new deputy minister of vaccine deployment and getting these temporary hospitals in place shows how he's mishandling the pandemic, because obviously he's expecting an explosion of cases. And instead, it's just him being prepared, unlike the federal government, who the media says is handling it very well. I don't understand any of it.
Well, Doug Ford likes the attention from the media because he thinks, and this is a trap so many politicians in the U.S. fall for, they think that they get a little positive attention for a few decisions that Liberal or Democratic voters are going to come out and vote for them. And it never, ever happens. It only happens the opposite way. You look at the people in the States who were for impeachment of Trump, they get destroyed in the House. And the same thing will happen here. Doug Ford will think that, I must have gotten, my friends, I was there for you during the summer. Now please come out and vote for me. And then Jagmeet and his brother will maintain their seat. Well, Jagmeet's not in Ontario, but Jagmeet's brother will get his seat. And then Liberal seats will come back. And my prediction remains that the PC will maintain their victory. Well, they'll maintain their office, but in a smaller margin, because they're not going to support them come election time, Sheila. I don't know about you, but if Justin Trudeau says like 3 good things or does something you like, I want to be able to say something I like that he did off the top of my head, but I can't right now.
I don't know.
But that's still not going to make you vote for him. Like, your ideology doesn't change. You can support who's ever in power. You can say when they're doing good things. But that doesn't mean you vote for Joe Biden when Joe Biden does one thing good, even though you love Trump. It just doesn't happen that way. We should probably get to more super chats before we implode.
We should. Just one more point on Doug Ford, though. Something about this all leaves a very bad taste in my mouth. And I don't know the internal workings of someone else's family. So I'm trying my best not to be too judgy about it, but that's just my nature also. I got a real tough time watching Doug Ford suck up to the same media that terrorized his brother until the day he died. It just doesn't make me feel good about any of it.
And remember that his own daughters disagree with him too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know what, though? There's no accounting for kids. I mean, look at Kellyanne Conway's kids. So, I try not to judge people by their children.
That's an excerpt from my daily TV show that I do live at 12 noon Eastern time. We talk about the news of the day, we play interesting viral videos, and most importantly, I take your questions that you chat to me through YouTube Super Chat. I think that's the funnest part of it. So tune in every weekday at 12 noon Eastern time, only here at rebelnews.com.